this video, I'm going to be focusing on Tiffany's baby shower. That really wasn't a baby shower as far as what we saw. I mean, we didn't see any of the celebratory aspects of a baby shower, like no gift opening, like nothing. And what we did experience was just like a group of people coming together to what was supposed to be a celebration of Tiffany and the arrival of their baby, her and Lou and their baby, but people bashing her at her own baby shower. How tacky. A horrible miss, right? Right? They talk about black excellence. There wasn't anything excellent about that. It was just in poor taste, in my opinion. So, anyway, keep in mind that the views I do express in this video, they are alleged. It is my opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes. If you can learn something, oh, okay. Learn how not to have a baby shower and some other things. I went back and watched it, like that particular scene, a couple of times because there was just some things that kind of stood out the first time that didn't stand out the second time, and the third time I just went back just to make sure and take my notes. But yeah, there was a lot going on in this baby shower. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm going to share my thoughts, and I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. So anyway, I did a video earlier around this baby shower because, Own dropped sneak peeks, like there were two, the guys having their discussion in the back and the conversation at the table. So I gave all of my, I thought I gave all that I had to give in those two videos. But like I said, I went back, I watched the episode on Saturday, went back and rewatched two more times, and there were some things that I missed. So I do want to share. First of all, and I'm going to be referring to my notes because I have a lot. But anyway, first of all, I wanted to express that I am very disappointed in Nell for spearheading the conversation at the table. Like they're sitting at the table talking about Sheray's pee. Who cares? There's a time and place for everything, and that wasn't the place, and that wasn't the time. And so for me, what it kind of said about this group of people is that maybe their friendships aren't that strong anyway, and it's being revealed because they don't have anything else to talk about. I mean, you guys haven't seen each other in a little while, I'm supposing. You didn't have anything else that you could have talked about, like how's it going at the hotel, kind of bring us in to some of the other things that were happening or that are supposed to be happening. How's your children's hair product line going? Something, right? Mr. Fletcher, how's it going over at the property? I mean, are the new homes coming up? Something, because they aren't together at every scene filming. So that was an opportunity to kind of talk about some of their businesses, bring it in, and it was even time to talk or to share things that maybe Tiffany shared with them concerning baby Ace, like its color scheme, the nursery, just something other than Sheree's pee. Anyway, and I felt like the conversation went on too long. So there was a part there, or a point there, where Mel actually got up and left, and she went to get her food. And I noticed that when she went to get her food, she grabbed her charger and she took the plate and she put it on top of the charger and she proceeded to fix her food. Everyone else was eating on the charger. They don't even know about etiquette at a table. They don't know what chargers are or what chargers are for. And if I'm assuming that most people know what, they've been around for ever and a day, but epic fail. And I feel like that was an epic fail on the part of production too, because you're proposing to us that these people are they exude black excellence. Well, they didn't. They didn't even know what a charger was, and that you're supposed to put your plate on top of it and then fix your food. They were actually eating on the chargers. So anyway, To me, I thought this is just the tackiest thing. But so it was at that point when Melody actually left the table that they could have ended that conversation. But when she returned back to the table, they decided to pick it back up again. And not they, it was Nell actually. So I was surprised. I'm like, you didn't even have to continue this conversation because what else are you going to find out? I mean, it's just the same thing. Did you hear? No, I didn't hear. And if I did hear, I don't care to discuss it at this table. So anyway, Nell picks back up with this conversation again, asking, did you hear what Tiffany asked Sheree about her pee, and Mel just looked so disgusted. Like she sat there looking disgusted. But did you all notice Nell's body language when she was asking a question? It was just really off and weird to me. Like she's asking a question, but she's got her head down, like looking at her food and eating, instead of holding her head up and looking at Melody and asking the question, or looking out into the group and asking the question. So I kept wondering, is it because she's uncomfortable asking the question and maybe this was something that production pushed on her? So I know we're all looking at her a little side eye right now, but was she just doing her job because production said, hey, this is what we want you guys to talk about at the table? So again, either way, I'm looking at Nell side eyed now. But like I said, her body language was just kind of off when she was putting that question out there. So I was just kind of wondering what that was all about because she couldn't give any eye contact. So it could be that production actually said, this is the conversation, and now I need you to go ahead and start that conversation. And she's like just doing her job but not feeling comfortable about it at all. So she couldn't give the eye contact. It could be that, or who knows, or maybe she's just being sneaky. I don't know. And that's just how she is when she's sneaky. I don't know, kind of looking at her side eyed. Because when this conversation started, then I remember she was the one who got the stuff started at the tea party when she was saying, oh, y'all's energy feels off in here. And I'm like, okay. So, and another thing that I noticed, so Maurice and Chris Fletcher are also sitting at this table, and they're not really saying much. And Kimmy's whole expression when this conversation is going on is just like, I can't believe we're talking about this. Maurice is just kind of sitting there, but Chris Fletcher is just sitting there. And have you noticed that that's all he's been doing this whole season? It's just sitting there. I don't think I've heard him say barely 2 words. Like that first scene when it was the lunch that he and his wife were supposed to be out on a date. I don't know if it was a lunch date or dinner date or whatever, but they were on a date. He invited Martell and Nell didn't know about it. That's the only time I really heard him speaking on any of the scenes that he showed up on or in. And I don't know. I just kind of wonder. Um, hmm. Their energy just seemed to be really, really off. So I have my eyes on both of them. I have my eyes on them for 2 reasons. One is I don't know if they're just being messy boots, and that's why, and Nell's like the mouthpiece and he's just going to be on mute, or if there's something off with the two of them, period. Because I'm not seeing any energy between them as like a couple. Yeah, because first of all, I mentioned it in the video before when we first started watching this season, and they did that scene with him and Nell and Martell. And I mentioned before that that was just kind of off to invite Martell to come and eat with them without your wife even knowing, and you guys were supposed to be on a date. So I don't know. I got my eyes on them. I don't know what you guys think, but right now, yeah, it's just not feeling good with them. Anyway, so production, y'all need to give these people something different to talk about, because back on the back porch or back in the back patio outside, the guys are going on and on and on, and they're still going on about the same thing, and it ended up with Lou saying that an apology is owed, that Tiffany needs to apologize. And I did a video on that too. I'm not going to focus on that. But again, I feel like they spent too much time having that conversation. They should have just nipped it in the bud, like really quickly. Look, let's get together and talk about this. This is just not the time or place. I heard that you guys approached Tiffany, but this is not the time or place. Let's meet up. Or they could have had a bro meeting before that, before the baby shower. But anyway, such is life. I just thought this is just too much, and they spent too much time out there. And anyway, it did start to get a little heated, and Maurice walks out, and I don't know, he was supposed to walk out and calm things down. He did the total opposite. He went out and just started egging it on even more. But the thing that caught my attention was when Marceau asked Lou um, if he was going to be able to handle Tiffany when he got back home, when it came to this conversation. And I know there was what was his words? Forgot what his words were. But anyway, he kind of alluded to that. Are you going to be able to handle it when you and Tiffany have this conversation? And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, this is none of your business. Absolutely none of your business, Marceau. And what about you handling your checkbook? What about you handling your crazy financial situation? What about that? And here's a couple of other things that I noticed going back to I'm trying not to look at my notes, but going back to the table. So back at the table, we know that Stormy tried to get a dig in, right? Because she said, hey, did you hear about, there's rumors going around that you were a fan of Sheree's. And Melody nipped that in the bud because she told her, look, I was at a speaking engagement. I was actually the main speaker at a speaking engagement. And I saw her there, and we took the opportunity to do a photo op together. And of course, Love and Marriage Huntsville was just starting at the time. If it did, I'm not really even sure. But hey, it was at the beginning stages, I think. Or maybe they hadn't even started filming yet. I don't know, but Melanie was new to this game. So, of course, she's going to know who other celebrities are as far as it pertains to especially reality TV, because that was the niche that she's interested in, or the niche that she's about to embark upon. So, of course, it makes sense. And what's wrong with her being a fan anyway? I mean, it was just so childish and so immature. But I'm glad that Melody handled her the way she did. And so, anyway, Marceau, and this is when Marceau actually shows up. He shows up. It's actually Martell, and Marceau's in tow. Have you guys noticed lately? It maybe it's just me. I don't know, but it just seems like Marceau's been put on bodyguard duty. So he really doesn't really have anything to say in these scenes, or not much of a position besides just being Martell's bodyguard. And I guess he was put on bodyguard duty because of everything that went down at the birthday party. What do you guys think about that? It just seems kind of like, okay, so he's going to be your bodyguard, but when this monster goes off, you're not going to be able to handle him. So I don't know. That's just what I was thinking, because it just looks so weird and so bizarre. Like he's coming, and oh, here comes Marceau right along with him. Anyway, Melody takes this as her opportunity to exit. But the whole time when they were at that table, did you guys notice how Courtney was looking at Melody? And it wasn't like in an admirable way, or like, oh, he was liking the way she looked. He just had that look, like if looks could kill type of look on his face. So, probably the same look he was giving BT when she showed up at their property at the warehouse, and he was going off on her. That's what I imagined. That look in his eyes, it was just like, it was just so off. So anyway, when Martell and Marceau walks in, um, Courtney goes to extend, I think it was a fist bump to Marceau, and Marceau just pays him dust. He totally ignores him. Did you see that? He ignored him. but he reached over to hug. He reached over to hug Stormy, and then Tisha. Tisha was becoming unglued over there. She was just not liking it at all. So she kind of like But anyway, guys, that's all I have about this episode. Like I said, we didn't see any of the celebratory moments of this baby shower. Maybe we'll see it next week. I don't know, but I just felt like it was an epic fail on the part of production. Surely these people have something more to talk about than Sheree's Pete. Like, and as far as Melody leaving, I don't blame her. But yeah, it was all the other little things that I noticed. Like, okay, this is supposed to be Black excellence. They don't even know how to eat using a charger. What is going on with the Fletchers? And my goodness, what is that look on Courtney's face? Why is he looking at Melody like that? It tells me that, yeah, Stormy's probably talking crap about Mel, and he's taking it all in. But anyway, I don't know. I really don't know. And Marceau, are you the new designated bodyguard for Martell? I don't know, guys. That's all I have for you for today. Working on some other things to do in the meantime to take my channel to in another direction, because this show is a little bit right now. It's just kind of hard to kind of put it together. And I think one of the things too is just all of the things that happen off screen, especially like witnessing Martell in a more close-up situation. The interview with Queen Sheba, which was excellent, by the way she just slowly opened him up, got him to become comfortable with her and opened him up. I really appreciate her for stepping in and answering the call, because she was the one that was chosen to do this. But just watching him, it's just something about it. It's just, now when I see him, it just does something. But and I really wasn't feeling him all that much anyway. So yeah, it's a lot. And when you have to sit in and sit back and you're absorbing all of this, I do want to do some different things with my channel. So I am working on some things, and I'll be back with that as soon as I get it all together. I'm thinking we'll take a different route. Not that I'm going to stop reviewing parts of the show, because I still will throughout the rest of season 6. So 6A is what we're doing now. So I'll be there for 6B, but just in between, especially when they're on break, when they're on hiatus, doing the two, A's and B's, A and B, and all that jazz. So if you haven't done so, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because I will be back. Until then,